Hello and welcome to a more laid back version episode of the Nubian Kingz 144 channel. I'm your host, the intelligent, harmony sage, supreme being of the heavens and the galaxies. You know, the Son of God. And well, let's get this camera angle right. And I want to talk about something that's never really been spoken about. You never hear this being spoken about on YouTube or any platform. And it's deep, man. It's deep. It's deep, man. It's deep. So yeah, we're gonna get started. Just waiting for some more people to join the session. So just give me a sec while I light this roll up. Get ready to give you this download. Trust me, you're gonna want to stay for this. Don't lock off. Stay right here. I'm about to open up your eyes to something deep. And a lot of people know, some people know about what I'm going to say, and some people don't. But a lot of people don't know, that's the thing about it. And it is deep, man, it is deep. And it extends even deeper. And what I'm going to be talking about is sports. Now you might think, oh, I don't want to hear about sports. What's it going to say? Sports is deep, bro. Sports is deep. Give me a second, let me take a puff of this. This for this, man. I need to take a puff of this. Don't lock off. What I'm going to talk about is not normal. It's not average stuff that you hear on YouTube. Please just be patient. Just wait a sec. So, yeah, so I want to talk about sports. And a lot of people know sports to be recreational time, which it can be used for recreational time if you do it physically. It is recreational, so yeah, sports is a recreational activity, and most people do it to keep fit, and some people watch it for entertainment. But it's more the entertainment part that delves into the dark side, because there is a dark side to sports, a very deep and twisted dark side, which in the system has a meaning. When you watch the sports, it has a meaning to it. So say like football matches, snooker, you know, boxing, all of these sports, cricket, golf, rugby, no matter what it is, tennis, they all represent events which are taking part within the community around you. And the players, depending on their names, can represent people within the community. Now you're thinking, I know what you're thinking, what's he talking about? Please just listen. Do yourself a favor, listen, and you're gonna learn something. Now, sports, like I said before, is a deep and kind of twisted a little bit in some ways. Deeper meaning and to the events that take place during a sports match. Now we're gonna I'll start off with giving you an example. Like the game snooker, for instance. Snooker's the obvious one. We'll start with the obvious one. So say like snooker. When you play snooker, what do? Now please stay listening because I'm gonna open up your eyes to some other sports. I'm just starting off with snooker. This is as a light example to bring you to this understanding, because I know you are familiar with snooker and a lot of you know the meaning of it. Snooker is obviously the white ball hits all the coloured balls into the pockets, and at the end the black ball's there. But snooker doesn't just represent people, it represents planets. If you look at the balls, what do they look like? They look like planets, don't they? Different planets. And so yeah, the balls represent planets, and the white ball knocks all the balls around, and you try to stop the other player from from getting a clear shot. And it's a long game, and it takes a lot of skill to play, and it is very entertaining to watch. Like most sports are very entertaining to watch. And the thing is, sports itself is innocent, or some sports anyway, but it's the deeper meaning behind them where it gets a bit twisted, and sometimes even dark and evil, and in some cases murderous and violent. And another way how you know that the balls represent planets as well as people, they have two meanings. It's by the shape of the balls. They're round. And they try to show you this in Star Wars. I don't know if you remember Star Wars, which is to do with space and planets and stuff. Let's be serious, Star Wars is to do with planets and space, and two forces, good and evil, fighting in space from different planets, for different freedom on different planets. And I don't know if you remember in Star Wars, there was a character called Snook. Snook. Why do you think they named that character Snook? Snook. Of all the names you could have named him, Snook. And what does Snook sound like? What does a Snook sound like? It sounds like it's short for snooker. Snook. It's basically short for snooker. So the reason why Snook is short for snooker, because Snook controls the other planets and brings them to the Empire. And Paul, snooker, represents the white man trying to take over other planets and bring them to the Empire. So that is the meaning behind snooker. And also, another meaning is that the white ball attacks all the different colour balls. And obviously, as you know, at the end, the last ball is what? The black ball. Who does the black ball represent? Us, black people. And if you look in these last days, who are the people that are being attacked again? And they started to attack it because they tried to go for us before. They tried to go for the black ball before, but it didn't work. So they left us till last because they know that we're strong. And if you look at these last days, black people are being attacked again. They're trying to go for the black ball again. So yeah, that's the deeper meaning to snooker. And obviously the holes, they represent hell, the pockets. Look at the different colours into hell and whatnot. And just like most people that go to hell, the white ball can come in and out of hell. Now other cultures can as well master that technique. But before it was the white ball that had the access to guide in and out of hell. White people, I should say. Just like the white ball goes in the pocket and then it manages to get out. It's the only ball that manages to get out of the pocket. So that is one meaning. And that was the lightest note. That was just to introduce you to this video. The next one is boxing. If you know something about boxing, yeah, I'm talking about television boxing, TV boxing. 99%, yeah, of the major fights are fixed and even fake. If you look closely, the punches are not connecting properly. They're not connecting properly. A lot of the punches don't connect properly. And that is done on purpose by the boxer, because he knows he's putting on an act. And let me tell you what boxing represents. Boxing is basically a representation of people within the community having a spiritual battle. So when the boxers have a fight in a boxing match, that represents somebody in the community, it could be anybody, having a spiritual battle. Sometimes it could be physical battles, most of the time it's spiritual. Using or some sort of ability. And they have a spiritual battle with each other and the people in the community, and depending on the outcome, is depending on what boxer actually wins. And you're gonna notice that I said this. Now I said this. Start watching boxing. If you notice that when they're boxing, they're not really fighting. They're not fighting how you would fight in a fight. It's supposed to be a fight. Yeah, they're supposed to be refined a little bit and play it out a little bit, but it's still a fight. Come on, man. You gotta fucking throw some punches, man, or dig into the person. You know what I mean? If you notice, they never look like they're really having a fight. It looks controlled. It looks too controlled to be a genuine fight. That's because it is controlled. It's not real. It's fake. It's like wrestling. And a lot of the fights are fixed. Some of them are predetermined, but the ones that are spiritual battles between people in the community, say for instance, like I had a fight the other day, and the fight that I had, I'm not going to mention the guy's name. He knows who he is, man. He got his ass slap up, man. But the fighter that represents me is a boxer that boxed the other day. And he's a well-known Portuguese boxer, Spanish boxer. And he's very quick with his left hand. So I don't know if you know about boxing. If you know about boxing, you'll know who I'm talking about. He's got a dangerous left hook. And well, I'll just mention his name, Ryan Garcia. Yeah, we'll mention his name. Ryan Garcia had a boxing match the other day. And the person that he was fighting happened to look like somebody that was one of my enemies. His face was a spitting image of one of my enemies. Now on that day that Ryan Garcia had a boxing match, my electricity kept on cutting on and off for some strange reason. And at some point when I was sitting there, I could feel slight pains in my body. And then the thought just came to my head that these pains in my body is connected to the Ryan Garcia's boxing match. And that this is somebody attacking me. And straight away the image came to my head of somebody attacking me. So I closed my eyes, and then sometimes I kept them open, and I imagined myself attacking the person back in the most brutal and horrific fashion. And to cut a long story short, I left him shivering on the floor. You get me? And Ryan Garcia won the fight. But he was mimicking all of my actions during the time when I was having the spiritual battle with my enemy. He was mimicking all my actions. I was taking the piss out of my enemy. I was taking the piss out of him. I was mocking him, sticking my tongue out, doing mad little dances and stuff, and then doing an attack. And then Ryan Garcia was mimicking my actions, doing the exact same thing. And I'd always known that boxers represent, most boxing matches, main boxing matches, represent fights within the community or spiritual battles. So every time you see a boxing match, that means that somebody out there is having some kind of battle. And if you can relate to the boxer quite a lot, that's usually a clear sign that you got a fight coming up. So the government puts us in spiritual battles, and they'll make us fight people. Sometimes it'll be our own enemies. Sometimes it'll be strangers that just want a shot at our title. You know what I mean? And they do this where we in hell, and they put you into battles. So boxing represents spiritual battles. Yeah, there's a boxing match being taken place, and sometimes the punches are genuine, but it represents a spiritual battle. Usually somebody within the community battling somebody else that they don't like. And the boxers, if you think of an attack on that person, the boxers will suddenly do an attack. Basically like puppeteering. The people in the community having a spiritual battle, they puppeteer the boxers. And the boxers just showed roughly what's happening. And next time you have a boxer that you can relate to, that you see yourself in, or even has a name similar to yours, or has a name of your enemy, look at the other boxer that you like, that if you think is like you, and look at the person that he's fighting. And sometimes you might even be able to see your enemy's face within their face. They might look slightly different or whatever, or sometimes the boxer could be a slightly different color from you that represents you. But yeah, so boxing represents spiritual battles within the community and in the world between other people. And they're usually the major fights. They're usually people of some importance will have, and they put them in spiritual battles against each other and see how it plays out. So this is something that's been going on for years now. These spiritual battles have been taking place for years in boxing matches. And some of the fights, don't get me wrong, some of the fights are genuine fights. But a lot of the fights that you see are based off spiritual battles that are taking place. They're based off spiritual battles that are taking place. And you may not believe me what I'm saying, or this may sound ludicrous what I'm saying to you, but search your feelings if you have any. If you don't have any feelings, search your mind, and you'll know what I'm saying is true. What I said about the pool, the snooker, is facts. About that person's snook in Star Wars, representing snooker, the game snooker, and the pool and the balls being planets and colours of different races and such. So if that's true, then why is the boxing not true? So yeah, but I know for a fact it is, and I'm just trying to bring you lot up to these levels. You know what I mean? So I know some of you already know this, but a lot of you probably didn't know that about boxing. So yeah, so boxing represents spiritual battles that take place when you see a boxing match on the telly between two enemies, or between someone that wants their title. And as men, we all get put into spiritual fights. This is why sometimes, occasionally, you may feel pains in your body. Sometimes it could be demons just attacking you. You got demons on you just attacking you, you know what I mean? For some reason, a lot of them get jealous and they attack you and stuff like that. But 9 times when there's a fight coming up, and you notice the fight, and somehow the fight gets advertised to you, and they keep on advertising the fight to you, that's usually because you're the person that's in the fight. That's why they're advertising it to you. They're trying to prepare you for it. You know what I mean? And look, since the fight is finished, my electricity hasn't cut on and off. During the day of the fight and the day before, the night before, my electricity was cutting on and off, continuously cutting on and off, on and off. I had to keep on switching it back on. It has since the fight's finished. and I left man shivering in the corner and that. It's like suddenly my electricity is okay all of a sudden. It may go off again, but that'll just be to style it out. But yeah, so boxing represents spiritual battles that take place. Sorry, excuse me. Yeah, man. I know, take a little time for that to sink in, what I just said. Because we're about to go deeper. I don't care. On this channel, I'm not playing no more. Keep it locked to my channel. Start telling people about my channel. Start watching my videos because I've got a lot of knowledge to teach. And don't watch the way I speaking before. I wasn't speaking that confident before because I just started. And I've got demons poisoning me as well at the moment. So in my previous videos, I sound a bit, not as confident as I should sound. But the knowledge is all real and it's all higher mysteries as well as lower mysteries. Things that nobody's talking about on YouTube or on any channel. Check my channel, Nubian Kingz, 144 channel. You're already here. Check my other videos. Take time to look at my other videos, especially if you're black. There's a lot of knowledge on there that will help you and help give you answers to some of the questions you've been asking yourself, or things you've been wondering, or mysteries, or pieces of puzzles you've been thinking of in your life. I've been giving the answers out there, and I'm risking a lot trying to bring you this. But I'm not scared because I know I'm a son of God. And these people, they can't destroy me, man, so easily. And just like they can give it, I can give it back to them, man. But yeah, so the next one I'm going to be talking about is football. Football, man. One of the most loved sports on the planet. One of the biggest sports on the planet. One of the most horrific and murderous and barbaric and brutal sports on the planet. And the reason why I say that is because we all love football. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I like a bit of football as well. I don't watch it as much as I used to when I was a kid. Now that I know what it's truly about, I don't really support it. But when I was younger, I used to support it a lot. And I think I supported a couple of teams throughout my life. I'll say what they are. There was Manchester United and Arsenal. And some of my family members supported Chelsea or whatnot. Queen's Park Rangers, whoever, But sorry about that. I had a phone call, little interruption. But yeah, so some of my family support some teams. I used to support a couple of teams as well myself. And yeah, everybody loves football, you know what I mean? Likes to watch a bit of football, and it is entertaining to watch. You know what I mean? If you like watching a bunch of fucking grown men running around in shorts, half naked and stuff like that, if you can bear to watch men running around half naked for a whole hour, you'll enjoy it. But me personally, it's not my cup of tea watching men running around in shorts for that long. I can't stare at men for that long, man, unless I'm punching them up. That's just me, innit? You know what I mean? I'm about that masculine energy. So, but hey, each to their own. But yeah, so football. Everybody likes football. But does everybody know what football's about? I don't think they do. I don't think they do know what football's about. And if they did, would they still watch it? Football is a brutal game. Have you noticed something about football as well that doesn't really suit? That's something that seems out of order, but it makes sense after. It's gonna make sense after I explain it to you. But if you notice that this doesn't really matter, doesn't make sense in football, doesn't really suit the game. You know, football's like a family-friendly game when you go to watch it at the stadium. But when the match is over, you got all these hooligans trying to stab you up or chase you down the street and attack you, and gang fights and all sorts of stuff. There weren't even gang fights, area fights. Different white men, balded white men or whatever, like different, degenerate people fighting each other at the end of the match, trying to stab each other, trying to kill each other, trying to box each other and whatnot. And so yeah, you got different people trying to stab and box each other at the moment, after a fight, after a match. Have you ever wondered why that is? Because football, when you see football, it's only them playing a sport. How comes at the Olympics you don't see people fighting each other in the streets at the Olympics? How comes after a tennis match you don't see people fighting after a tennis match? Why is it football that there's always so much violence? Because football is a violent sport. If you look at football, what are they doing when they're playing football? They're kicking a ball. They're kicking a ball. Kicking a ball, when you kick someone, that's an act of violence. That's an act of violence. When you kick someone, what do you say that's an act of violence? So them kicking the ball, it doesn't matter if they're kicking it softly or hard or whatever, that's an act of violence. So it has an element of violence to it. Which is probably why certain people that like violence like football. Because it is a violent sport. And it has a hidden and deeper twisted meaning to it, football. It has a hidden meaning to it and a deeper twisted meaning to it. And that is that every time somebody scores a goal, somebody gets murdered or drops dead. The different teams represent two different people, cultures or colours or whatever, having a fight with each other, trying to get to the person with the soul and kill them. And every time they stab them or kill one of them, somebody in the community, a goal gets scored. And if you don't believe me, why do you think they call it goal? What does goal sound like? It sounds like soul, innit? And then you got the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper. Basically the person that tries to stop the situation from happening. And then you got the defenders that try to stop the goal from coming through. Then you got the strikers. The strikers represent the attackers. They're always on the attack. The defenders and people trying to defend the soul. The defenders represent the angels. The strikers represent the demons. Every time a goal is scored, somebody drops dead. That's the bottom line. That's why I don't watch football. I'm not going to keep on repeating that. Because what I said, it should be more than enough for you to realise that. And next time you're around, watch time a football match is on, watch your environment closely. Watch your people that are around you. Especially if you're black. 9 times you'll find 10, you'll find out some of the people around you during a football match are there because they're around you. Because they want to score a goal. They want your soul. And so football is a murderous sport, but one of the most murderous and barbaric sports on the planet, and that's why I don't watch it. Football is evil. It's evil. And when the government's so twisted, you got all these people getting excited over it, over one of the most evilest sports on the planet. So yeah, that is football. the murderous sport where they look for fight souls and kill them and collect them. And if you notice, all these sports I mentioned represent people in the community. And if you don't believe me that snooker represents planets, if you know something about snooker, if you notice the style of it, has a certain sophistication to it, because it's to do with space, it's leveled up. Anything to do with space is leveled up to the white man. That's why when you watch snooker, they're all wearing suits. They're all wearing suits and they're dressed smart, and there's a certain sophistication to it, because it's a high level sport. Snooker is one of the highest level sports you can have. A lot of the people that attend the snooker matches are very rich millionaires, billionaires. And that's the reason why snooker is looks so sophisticated and smooth, and why the people are dressed very good, because it represents a powerful enterprise, which is the collection of planets. And obviously for people to collect planets, they got to have a lot of money. And they're going to dress a certain way, and they're going to want it to be a certain way when they watch the sport. So that's why they're so sophisticatedly dressed in snooker. But yeah, so I don't want to drag this video on for too long, because I said everything I got to say. I could go into other sports. I could go into a few more sports. But I'm just going to give you them 3 sports, just to open up your eyes. And I want you to play back this video and listen to everything I said and tell me if I'm chatting crap, lad. And if you say I'm chatting crap, you're lying. You're lying, or you're an idiot. And if you're an idiot, come off my channel with it. I ain't got time for idiots on this channel. This channel is for supreme beings, or beings that are seeking a higher wisdom in it, not this other crap that's on YouTube. You know what I mean? Or fucking irrelevant information, or information that everybody already knows. You won't catch that on this channel. You're only gonna catch stuff that is heavenly and divine, the sort of wisdoms that people that have studied for years from grandmasters will talk about. And a lot of people know about what I'm talking about on today's program. So it's not that leveled up. It's just that some people are privy to this information, some people are not. You know what I mean? Some people understand this information, some people don't. But a lot of people don't. So I just opened up your eyes. You'll thank me later. I'm your host, Armady Sage. You've been watching the Nubian Kingz 144 channel. Don't forget to like this video. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. And if you can, share this video with as many people as you can and pass the information on. Thank you for listening. Au revoir.